So in today's class, we are going to discuss about the pharmacognosy of Nux vomica seed. Let us see the pharmacognosy point-wise. Coming to the synonym, it is known as cement strychnine. It is also known as poisonous nut, Nux vomica seed, or crowfig. So these are the synonym of Nux vomica seed. Coming to the botanical or biological source, it consists of dried ripe seeds of Strychnus nux vomica, belongs to the family Loganaceae. It should contain not less than 1.2% W by W of total alkaloid calculated as strychnine. So strychnine is the main constituent found in Nux vomica seed. Let us discuss briefly about the history of Nux vomica seed. Because of its poisonous nature, Nux vomica seed is highly poisonous in nature. The drug is used in 16th century to kill the animals for hunting purpose. It is derived from a Greek word called strychnos, means poisonous, and Nux vomica indicates a nut which induce vomiting effect. So strychnus is poisonous in nature, and Nux vomica means a nut which induce vomiting effect. So that's why the scientific name is Strychnus nux vomica. Later in 18th century, maybe in 1640, the two constituents, mainly alkaloid, strychnine and brucine, had been isolated from this plant, and from then onwards it has come to the limelight. Coming to the geographical source, it is indigenous to East India and largely collected from the forests in Sri Lanka, Northern Australia and India. It is found abundantly in South India, mainly in Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Malabar coast. It is also available wildly in Bihar, Orissa, Mysore and Gorakhpur district. So these are a bit of geographical source of Nux vomica seed. Now coming to the morphology of Nux vomica seed. So as you can see here, this is the diagram of Nux vomica entire seed, and right hand side diagram is for the LS of seed. LS means longitudinal section. Nux vomica seed is disc shape, means round in shape. So you will find certain important characters. First one is testa, followed by endosperm, hilum, ridge, cotyledons, radicle, micropyle. All these are characteristic features of the Nux vomica seed. Let us see its morphological features. Its shape, as I mentioned, it is disc shape, and sometimes it is flat, little depressed on one side and arched on others, and sometimes irregularly bent, so that the center you may find a groove at one side, and in another side it may be little bit upward. Coming to the size, it is 10 to 30 millimeter in length, whereas 4 to 6 millimeter in thick margin. It is more or less rounded, as it is a disc shape. Color, it is grayish in color externally, whereas when we cut the internally, we will observe a jelly color substance, which is again brown in color. Coming to the outer surface, the outer surface shows silky hairs radiating from the center. So the hilum, which is present at the center, it is mainly found on the flat surface. The micropyle is seen as a small projecting point on the margin. hilum and micropyle are connected by a ridge. So in this diagram we have seen, you can see the hilum and micropyle. So the both are connected by a thread-like structure known as the ridge. Next is the odor. Generally, Nux vomica seed does not have any odor, and taste, due to the presence of alkaloid, it is extremely bitter in taste, and due to this bitterness, it is used to induce vomiting. In earlier days, in many poisonous or suicidal cases, Nux vomica juice was ingested to induce vomiting. But nowadays this is not being practiced, as it is very toxic in nature. Next is LS of seed. In the LS, you will find the embryo is seen at micropylar and with a cylindrical radicle and two cordate shaped cotyledons. Endosperm is translucent, grayish in color with a white embryo. So these are the characteristic features of the morphology of Nux vomica seed.